he obviously seems to run with.
Ahrens gives the ball to Hale. Hale actually had an opening there and got tripped up a little bit, but was able to keep his feet enough to gain about 11 on that run to get the first down. Actually, it looks like about a 12-yard gain. The ball's just inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
It's a good pickup for the Cats. We were just talking about he had some space to go.
And that's the thing with Hale. I mean, with Ben Moore being out, and he was out most of the Washington game, I mean, it's pretty well his job tonight to run that football.
Yeah, he's going to get the bulk of the carries, I'm sure.
Runs that football to the 31-yard line for a 3-yard gain.
3-yard gain on the
2nd and 7. But yeah, they're actually mostly running a single back right now, so Songer's not in there. Of course, Ahrens had a 11-yard run on a 3rd and 10 to keep the drive alive on their last possession. Ahrens will drop back this time. Pumps, throws it over across, and actually nearly intercepted, just a little bit too tall for Wyatt Dixon, number 3.
I think no one would like to have that one back because Austin Ellis is always a great target, but when he's surrounded by 3 guys, that if you don't put it right on his numbers, it might be a little dangerous. So we escaped one there.
So the ball stays at the 31, 3rd and 7, 2:54 on the clock. First quarter of action, game tied 7-7. Mount Vernon scored first. The Wildcats scored on their last possession. Nice rifle out there to a sure-handed receiver. The senior, Zach Wood, hauls that in. So the combination of Ahrens to Wood has just been outstanding all season long.
Yeah, and that should put Nolan over in the record books.
Absolutely. That is a 10-yard play right there, so absolutely. Congratulations to Nolan Ahrens. The single season passing king for the Jasper Wildcats. Is that carry by
Nick Hale?
Nick Hale, actually. Yep, he actually gets that ball inside the 10 to the 9. So a 12-yard run there, and Wildcats will have 1st and goal. So actually we've had some nice runs of 12 yards, 3 yards, and now another 12-yarder there by Nick Hale. Carry this time, Tate Blessinger with the football, and he rumbles his way 9 yards for the touchdown.
There you go, Tate Blessinger.
There you go. Congratulations to Tate with his, was that his first carry of the year? Or
second carry of the year.
Okay.
Excited about being on that.
I was going to say, yeah, so number 31 had to think about that for a second there.
And his dad was writing something down, didn't even know he was in the game. Gosh dang, I missed it.
You missed it. Well,
that'd be DVR on that one.
You have to watch that on 18 WJTS. A replay at 10 o'clock on Saturday mornings. So Tate Blessinger with his first career varsity touchdown. Kruger kicks it through, so the sophomore helps the Wildcats to a 14-7 lead with 2:21 to go here in the first quarter. Jasper 14, Mount Vernon 7. You're watching Jasper Wildcat football on 18 WJTS.
Sunshine to start my day. Gonna start the morning without delay. Everything's going my way. Enjoy the new Egg White Delight McMuffin or Egg McMuffin. Choose any two for only $3.33 at McDonald's.
You're probably not getting free rent, and chances are you're not given free clothes. So it's remarkable that McDonald's is giving you some free coffee.
I'll get my free small cup of premium roast coffee today, tomorrow, and the day after.
Introducing a car company that's never made a single car. Legendary durability, impressive mileage, Firestone tires. So unstrap the saddle, these old stallions are ready to run. Again, whatever you drive a Firestone.
Get quality Firestone tires at DuBois County Tire and Supply, 231 North in Jasper.
You're watching 18 WJTS Jasper.
Number 30, Dave Adams. And there's Kruger's kick.
Kruger kicks it off.
Nice boot.
Yep, and he gets that thing all the way into the end zone for the touchback. Again, Congratulations, Bless.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we need to congratulate Tate.
Yeah, he's going to be excited. He had told me that they put him in on that wishbone goal line. They had the strong whenever they put Austin Ellis and Ian Songer and Nick in the back, and then bring Spencer in as a tight end, and then Tate was going to be the other halfback, really, to place Ben Moore on the wishbone. So I was glad to see he got the carry. He played a lot of running back last year.
Right.
He was really the main ball carrier for the freshman team. Did a nice job, and really thought he'd play more offense this year than defense. But pretty excited about how his year has been going.
No doubt about it.
Getting to be a big part of what's going on with the Wildcats. So way to go, Tater.
So the quarterback Snodgrass kept the football on that read option play and rushes for 6 yards. Gets the ball to the 26-yard line, 2nd and 4. This time he does give it to Guthrie. Guthrie tries to sweep to the outside, and actually Tate Blessinger in on that tackle.
Yeah, Tate and
Stallwood.
Scott Stallwood. But, you know, again, here's good defense. Spencer Otto, difference maker in the game, no doubt about it. He slows the guy down. He almost gets him, you know, for a 5 or 6 yard loss, but the other two guys are there to clean it up.
No gain on the play, 3rd and 4.
I got to make sure I text my wife and make sure she knows Tate scored a touchdown. I'm sure she knows.
She probably heard Carey announce it there. Snodgrass with a nice toss out there, and he had a wide open receiver. That was number 45, Hunter Brooks, the tight end.
And he came across. He had to have come across the field and got behind the safeties. This is where the coaches on the film, they'll talk about. He probably got a free release. Either the end or the linebackers didn't bang him at the line to knock him off his route because he was way too open. If he was held up at all, that probably wouldn't happen.
So the Jasper Wildcats benefit from the missed pass there, because again he was wide open on that play. So Mount Vernon will punt it. Little line drive shot that actually goes out of bounds at about the 37-yard line of Jasper. So that's where the Wildcats will start their next possession with the football.
A 36-yard punt with no return.
36 yards on the punt.
Jasper will take over 1st and 10.
So again, Nolan Aaron's now the all-time single-season passing leader.
Yeah, Nolan, you know, obviously coach's son. He's a student of the game, and he really stepped in there last year. I remember watching the first game against Memorial. He just has always had the poise of a guy that knows what's going on the football field.
Again, he hits Zach Wood. Zach Wood with a head of steam gets to the outside and a nice block. I believe that was by Hipschman there to set that up. And he takes that football into Mount Vernon territory to about the 44-yard line. So a nice 19-yard hook up there.
1st and 10,
Wildcats working quickly. Brings Alice into motion and rolls off to his right. Finds Wood again. Nice little possession play there.
Zach really has shown he's got good speed and he's got good hands. Just a really good, solid receiver.
And one thing too, Bless, is that he runs very accurate patterns. That's huge for a quarterback to make sure that he knows where his receiver's going to be at all times. And right there he knew where Alice was as Alice snags that football and gets it right to about the 30-yard line. So an 8-yard play there. So the Wildcats just rolling right along with their passing game on this possession. Number 2 to number 85. 1st and 10 from the 30. Handoff is to Hale. Hale dances a little bit there at the line of scrimmage and scoots forward maybe for about a 2-3 yard gain, maybe 3 yards it looks like.
Jasper's moving, no huddle. They're using the armbands, working on some things, and showing some good diversity. And Zach Wood is wide open.
He is so wide open. Catches the ball right there at the Wildcat paw.
Is that fun or what?
Absolutely. That's a beautiful pass, a beautiful run, a beautiful pattern run there by Zach Wood, and just dead on to give the Wildcats a 20-7 lead, just right there at the buzzer for the end of the first quarter.
A lot of action in that first quarter.
So that combination went for 27 yards, I believe. So
nice play. I don't know how Zach's getting open, but he's certainly getting open. He's got I got him for 7 catches already in the first quarter. 7 catches,
wow.
That's got to be a quarter record for Jasper High School.
Oh, I would think so. 7 passes used to be a record for a game. The first quarter. Yeah. So the kick is straight through. Jasper now leads this football game 21-7. You're watching Jasper Wildcat football on 18 WJTS.
Ever wonder how propane is used in your house? PropaneKids.com is a multimedia site that features interactive games and activities to teach kids of all ages about the safe use and environmental benefits of propane. Just visit lpgas.net and click on the Kids Corner located on the Southern Indiana Propane page. Southern Indiana Propane believes that good safety habits should be developed at a young age, and learning how to use propane safely and efficiently is important when using propane in your home. Propane Kids, a fun way to learn from Southern Indiana Propane.
For quality workmanship and reasonable prices, call Best for Less Painting Services, interior and exterior. Doug Schmidt and his crew offer guaranteed results. Call 482-9653 for Best for Less Painting Services. Go Cats!
That are on the field, but number 6, Landon Jeffers. Number 7, Philip Hipschman. Number 9, Scott Stallwood. Number 14, Braden Betts. Number 15, Cole Lemcore. Number 17, Connor Lahaney. Number 20, Cortland Betts, and number 24, Nick Hale. And we'll go ahead and recognize some of the others throughout the night, but congratulations for the seniors to complete their regular season career. Of course, we got the sectional coming next week, and line drive kick there is fielded by Mount Vernon at the 26-yard line, it looks like, so that's where they'll start 1st and 10.
That ball slipped right through his arms again. It's amazing how that happens. Thanks to Mr. Kidwell.
Thanks to Midney. What do you do,
Mr. Kidwell?
You water the grass a little bit?
Well, they got a ball that we kick with.
Oh, okay, I see.
It's a kicking ball.
I see.
Let's just say it's not the one we pass with.
So Mount Vernon, who marched right down the field in their first possession to take an early 7-0 lead, but the Wildcats have scored 3 unanswered touchdowns. And on that last drive, it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plays, but 3 of them were big ones on the hookup of Nolan Aarons to Zach Wood. First one was for 19 yards, and another one for 6 yards, and then finished it up with actually a 28-yard touchdown pass. So the Wildcats lead it 21-7 over the Mount Vernon Wildcats. So a 5-yard penalty on Mount Vernon moves it back to the 21-yard line. Snodgrass tries to chuck it out there and completes that pass to number 5, Caleb Grabbert.
Andrew Summers.
So the sophomore, 5'9", 145 pounds.
Number 5, Caleb
gains 1 on that pass play.
Gains 7 on the play. 2nd and 8.
Need to see the defense, get another good stop here, make some adjustments. Love to see a turnover this end of the field. Really take control of it. Oh,
nearly happens there. He actually caught it. He did.
I tell you, what an athletic play. Great play.
Yeah, the wide receiver, number 20.
Yeah, he bobbled it, and Grant came up to make the play, and just aware enough to grab it out of the air.
It was just a quick toss out there to the wide receiver.
And really, those are just athletic plays that, I mean, that's why you get guys like Grant on the field. He just things just happen. Good things happen. So nice job, Grant Teal.
So Teal, the sophomore, comes up with his first interception of the season, right?
Yeah, that's his first one. And I was talking to his dad last week. If he could get one, he'd feel like he'd just have some good confidence. And I mean, he's just a really good athlete. Good reasons why he's on the field.
That's why we run that tip drill in practice, as Aarons dances around there and eventually throws it out of bounds. So the pass falls incomplete. Good pressure there actually by number 76, Austin Stallings. So ball stays at the 34-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Got our spread offense in. Cody Jacobs is in at one of the wide receivers. Getting a lot more playing time lately. It's good to see. Actually, he's in the slot.
Handoff to the tailback on the left side. It was Hale. It only gains maybe 2 yards.
It's 1.5, round up to 2.
So, going to bring up a 3rd and long 8. Ball sitting at the 32-yard line.
3rd down and 8 coming up at the 36.
Wildcats have had a couple 3rd down conversions tonight. Last one was a 10-yard completion on a 3rd and 7. This time they
misdirection to Songer.
So Songer
nice
carries
inside handoff. It's a good play. Not quite enough for the 1st down, but it's close. Looks like we're going to be going to the bone. I see Tate coming in, so I'm sure they're going to the wishbone.
Gain of 5 yards on that play to the 27-yard line. We'll make it 4th and 3. The Cats, of course, in 4-down territory here on Mount Vernon side of the football field. Nice little quick pass there. It's been working pretty well for the last 3 years. When you count their freshman season, they hooked up all the time. That being Nolan Aarons to Austin Alice.
It's a nice play. Real nice play, and you know, last week Washington knocked that down, but I don't think we faked it on that play last week. And when you get the play action, it's going to be hard for the lineman not to catch it.
So 9 yards on the pickup, 1st and 10 for the Cats. Songer this time again keeps his feet, pulls his way to about the 10-yard line. We'll call it the 11. Well, no, he's going to set it just shy of the 10-yard line. So 8-yard pickup there. 2nd and 2.
2nd down and 2 at the 10.
Four wide receivers this time. Aarons looks to his left. He's going to loft it towards the corner of the end zone. Woods right there.
Nice
Woods
catch.
snags it
for
his 3rd touchdown reception of this football game. So a 10-yard hookup.
Pull that out of the air over the top of those other guys. What a catch.
Outstanding play by the senior. Zach Wood, he has just been outstanding all season, but tonight has just been exceptional.
8 catches. 118 yards I've got him for.
Fantastic.
And 3 touchdowns.
That is a way to put a stamp on your high school career, especially the outstanding senior year that he has had.
It's a good senior night for the senior. If it ended right now, it'd be a great night.
Oh, he's just been phenomenal. He came into this game with 41 receptions, 545 yards. Only had 4 touchdowns, but he's got 3 tonight. So Zach Wood is, and of course, the junior quarterback, Nolan Aarons, have been an unbelievable combination tonight. 9:10 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Jasper leads at 28-7. We'll be back right after this.
It's taken a lot of preparation and hard work for the Cats to get in shape for today's game. Your furnace is the same way. Fall's coming soon and you're going to flip the switch and expect your furnace to heat the place up. Before you do, call Maringer's Plumbing and Heating at 482-4425 and they'll send a serviceman out to get your furnace in shape for the season ahead. Maringer's Plumbing and Heating, your local Trane dealer, will also give you a free estimate on a new Trane high-efficiency gas furnace. Because like they always say, it's hard to stop a train just like it's hard to stop the Wildcat football team. Maringer's Plumbing and Heating says go Cats.
Sunshine to start my day. Gonna start the morning without delay. Everything's going my way. Enjoy the new Egg White Delight McMuffin or Egg McMuffin. Choose any 2 for only $3.33 at McDonald's.
You're probably not getting free rent, and chances are you're not given free clothes. So it's remarkable that McDonald's is giving you some free coffee.
I'll get my free small cup of premium roast coffee today, tomorrow, and the day after.
You're watching 18 WJTS Jasper.
in this football game to take a 28-7 lead, 9:10 to go here in the first half of action. Kruger actually stumps that kick a little bit, and this time, oh wow, and that was a pop. Number 78 with the carry there, Craig Isaac. He just fell on it the last time it came to him.
Number 43, Pablo Santos with a big hit, big loud hit. Even an
that was a collision.
Yeah,
a hard-nosed collision.
Pablo bounced right up.
Yep. Isaac, 6 foot, 235 pounds. This is their starting defensive tackle.
That's his second kick return.
So actually, Mount Vernon setting up with more of a conventional setup offensively, but they run the play action. They're going to try to throw it deep here. Snodgrass throws it out there, and battling for the football.
Good coverage that time by
Braden Betts on that play.
Braden on the coverage was right with him. You hate to see him behind him a little bit, but Braden did a good job of going up to the ball and trying to get it at its highest point.
So Betts with the knockdown, give him credit for that. Nice defensive play. So the number 28, the intended receiver was Chris McKinney, not able to come up with that football. Ball stays at the 34, 2nd and 10.
You know, the Jasper defense, nice job by Cole Kryline, reading the quarterback read and just sticking with him and making a big play. Nice job, Cole. Jasper defense is, you know, they had so many guys to replace, so many really good long-time players. Corey Huffman, Devin Traylor, Nick Gobert, just to name a few, and I'm leaving guys out, but just to replace those guys, this defense is really trying to spend all year trying to get a lot better and figure it all out, and I really think they're coming together, especially as these defensive backs get more aggressive. We got good guys with good skills, they just have to trust themselves, and that's the hardest thing when you're young, is trust yourself. And as I say that, there's Grant stride with a guy. Nice play.
Well, that's one thing, is they've tried the deep ball. I mean, they connected on that first drive that pretty well set up their initial score. And then on their second drive, they had a receiver wide open that Snodgrass was not able to hook up with. But since then, the Wildcat backfield has just been outstanding. The Jasper Wildcat backfield, that is. So good job by Grant Teal, staying stride for side with his man there, and forces a 4th and 9 punt. So it's pretty well been 3 and out ever since that first drive for Mount Vernon in the first quarter. Kick there. Actually, it falls right into Betts' hands, and he toes the sideline a little bit, but eventually steps out there at about the 39-yard line.
Bounced right into his stomach instead of going out of bounds, and did a nice job of controlling it and getting a couple extra yards. Coaches on those punts, all they want, main thing they want is they want you to feel the ball, keep from getting away.
1st and 10 from the Wildcat 39-yard line. Cats lead it over Mount Vernon, 28-7. Pitch out there to the senior tailback, Nick Hale, and he works his way through that line of scrimmage and gets
a nice first down play.
9 yards, I believe.
It's good old-fashioned Jasper football.
I want number 2 to get in there. I want to call my brother.
So ball at the 48-yard line.
I think we got Reed Milligan in playing a little tailback.
You're right. Reed Milligan dots the I back there in the backfield, and he'll get the carry on the ISO play and gets across midfield, and enough for the first down. Gain of about 4 on the play.
4-yard pickup on the play by Milligan.
So number 32. Here's the Wildcats 1st and 10.
So it's 1st down and 10 as Jasper's in Mount Vernon territory here.
Milligan gets it again this time.
Milligan on the carry.
Rushes it to the 45-yard line, I believe. Just
got 3 yards. Reed is first, I mean, he had varsity carries, but those are the first ones probably in the first half so far this year, but doing a nice job pounding it up in the middle there. he'll learn as things go along and things get more. As they go along, he'll get more aggressive, pounding it in there. Got a little injury, number 6'2".
Yeah, coming off the field there was Neil Rose.
An ankle or something, looks like.
We really haven't had many injuries to our offensive line. I mean, it's pretty well been intact all year, so Rose is going to have to come out at least for a play or so. It's being attended to over there on the sideline. He's sitting on the bench, so he's going to be out for a little bit here. So 2nd and 6.
So I think that brings Patrick Myring in at one of the guards, along with Craig Sanders as the other guard, Craig being one of the seniors.
And right there, Hale back into tailback spot, and he rushes the ball to the 39-yard line.
It'll be 4th and short here.
Yep, 5 yards on the pickup. So the Cats with 4 straight runs.
5-yard pickup.
Facing a 3rd and 1.
4-down territory, I would think, inside the 40. Yeah, we might take a shot at one downfield or just a pass play, a little play action, but
actually trusting their tailback to get the first down, and Hale does his job.
Nice job by 55, Mount Vernon's linebacker, Kyle Lang, but just met him a little bit late.
4-yard pickup on the play. 1st and 10 Jasper at the Mount Vernon 36.
3 yards gets him to the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. All runs on this drive. 4 runs by the senior Nick Hale and 2 runs by the junior Milligan, number 32.
Reed, I think, actually listed as a wide receiver, but been playing a lot of tailback. A nice defensive play by number 9.
Aaron's pass intended for number
Adam
19.
Grabbert.
Cody Jacob is incomplete.
The thing is, Aaron's was a little bit late on getting that pass out there. Gave Grabbert a chance to knock that thing away. So first pass attempt on this drive, incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Still at the 36-yard line. 5:31 to go. Jasper leads it 28-7 over Mount Vernon. This time, nice huge hole for Nick Hale to just kind of dance his way through, and he gets it inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. 12-yard pickup and a first down.
12-yard pickup on the run. 1st and 10.
1, 2, 3.
Nick got a little dinged up on that one. Looks like an ankle or something.
Okay, so that's going to give Milligan an opportunity again. And the thing is, when Milligan's gotten in there, he's done a really nice job this year, Bless. You know, I mean, I know a lot of it's been when the Wildcats have been up and stuff, but, you know, he's a hard runner. He's got great speed, so.
Yeah.
Aaron's back to throwing. Again, a little bit off on his timing there. Not able to bring it up is number 82, the pass intended for Ben Winhold, the sophomore.
Getting in a little action.
So incomplete pass. Ball stays at the 24-yard line, 2nd and 10. This time Songer the only setback along with the quarterback and shotgun. 2 wide receivers on both sides, 4 total. Chuck out there is complete, but not much of a gain. Catching the football is Kobe Jacob, number 19.
Tackled on the play by Austin Sisman.
About 2 yard gain.
1-yard pickup on the play. 3rd down and 9.
So ball at the 23, we'll call it 1 yard. 1 yard. So 3rd and 9.
Not really paying attention. Not really caring.
Got them all spread out.
Under center this time is Aaron's. Play action, he drops the football, recovers, and he is not able to get a pass off as he's going to take a sack there. Coming in on the play is number 74 for the Mount Vernon Wildcats. It's Luke Ripple, one of the defensive tackles. So credit him for a sack and looks like about a 7-yard loss maybe.
Wildcats will come on to attempt a field goal.
So say 8 yards. Ball is now at the 31. It was at the 23.
So we're going to try a field goal here from the 30. This would be a 47-yarder from the hash mark.
Actually set
48.
48, yep. Here's a snap. Kick is it long enough?
Short.
No, just shy. So didn't look like he got his best toe into it and just comes up short. So the Wildcats, the nice thing about that is that's going to move the football back to the 20. So again, that's where it's, well, no. It should go back to the 20. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, I thought the referee was going to spot it there at the 31.
Yeah, so you might, I mean, it's almost like you're gaining field position. You might as well go for it.
Right.
Cal certainly has the leg. He's kicked him that far before. I think he kicked a 47-yarder JV, but he'll have to wait for the record for another day or later in this game. Just didn't quite have enough on that one.
Mount Vernon football at the 20-yard line. 3:54 to go here in the first half. 1st and 10. Jasper leads at 28-7. So the Mount Vernon Wildcats this time.
Nice job. Got a little coverage there, but Tate was filling. I think he drug him down.
Actually, the carry on that play was Dakota Knowles, number 37. He's a senior. So he picks up 4. Ball at the 24-yard line, 2nd and 6. Wildcat defense out there. One of the staples is senior Moises Valenciano, number 25, but I don't think he's in there right now. Pablo Santos in his spot. Pass out there, he tries to get it to Knowles in the flat. He's not able to hang on to the football, so pass falls incomplete. So they've been struggling with the pass.
Yeah, they really have. And the passes haven't been bad. They keep bouncing off their hands. I know one of the, Mount Vernon bugaboos, and it is with any team, is turnovers. And Jasper's been very fortunate. We have very, very few. I think we have 1 lost fumble and just a couple, 2 or 3 interceptions. So our turnovers are very low compared to our takeaways. But I think Mount Vernon's been having a lot of trouble with that.
Handoff is to Guthrie this time, and he may have even lost a yard on that play, but I think the line judge did take 1 step back, so he did lose a yard. So again, it looks like another 3 and out for the Mount Vernon Wildcats. Jasper Wildcat defense has just been stellar. Take away that first drive.
Yeah, after that first one, I think they settled in and done a nice job, been active, very moving quick. Of course, always a swarming defense. Jasper's known for that.
Cats are going to return it this time. It's
he might get away.
Portland Betts, and boy, he's going to get to the outside. He may take this all the way if he can get past that one tackler, but he looks like he could have been close to a horse collar tackle over there. But let's see where he fielded that from. But
caught it and took off about the 50, 40, 47.
I think he was at about the 46-yard line, I believe. I'm going to wait and see what Carey, the public address announcer, officially gives him.
I got a feeling
46, I think.
Nick Hale,
45 or 46, I believe, is what it was.
Let's see, I'm looking down here on the bench, Craig. Nick Hale's got a foot problem, and it's pretty gingerly, so I got a feeling he may not be back. Just give him the night off, but got the wishbone. We got the strong wishbone, and Tate and Austin Allis in there. Giving it to Austin Allis. Let him drive behind it.
Oh, actually, just didn't give up on that play.
Like Carey.
So, started at the 12-yard line after the 43-yard punt return. An outstanding return by Portland Betts, number 20. And run by Allis. 2nd and 1. Allis again at the tailback spot, and he's going to stay forward and barrel in for the 3-yard touchdown run. So just like that, the Jasper Wildcats, after a 43-yard punt return by
really
Portland Betts.
Yeah, Cortland did a nice job of catching it on a run and just found the seam and took off, and that really set that whole thing up. But nice running plays. It's good to see Austin Allis just driving guys through there. It's a good job. I'm sure it was all the blocking. I think Tate and Ian Songer led up in there, and
oh, there's no doubt about it.
I'm sure that's why all those yards were got after he stepped on their backs and crawled over the top of them and drug those other 3.
So
Wildcats with the white shirts.
kicks it through. And Jasper now with 35 points on the board to Mount Vernon 7 with 1:50 to go here in the first half. Jasper leads at 35-7 over the Mount Vernon Wildcats. You're watching Wildcat football on 18 WJTS.
TV 18. Local people watching local people. WJTS CD, Jasper, Indiana.
This is Tony Ubelar with Ubelar Toyota Scion in Jasper. It's October, or what we like to call Trucktober, and that means great savings on specially priced new trucks with up to $3,000 in rebates on select Tundras, R0% and $1,000. The Tundra has received many awards, including the Best Overall Value 3 years in a row from IntelliChoice. Best Value 3 years in a row, our special pricing, now is a great time to buy or lease a new Tundra. Ubelar Toyota Scion in Jasper, where customers send their friends since Trucktober 1929.
Building a brighter future, Ubelar Developments. We're proudly serving your community. Family and friends, a winning team. Locally owned, built on quality. Ubelar, the name to depend on. Building a brighter future, Ubelar Developments.
So 2 plays. Wildcats in the end zone after the 43-yard punt return by Cortland Betts, but one concern for the Jasper Wildcats, bless, is Nick Hale over there is gingerly walking on what looks like maybe a right foot or right ankle injury.
Yeah, and you know, with Ben Moore out, I think they expect Ben to be back next week, but those 2 guys are the ones that have the bulk of the carries this year, so if there's a problem with Nick that lasts very long, it could be certainly shortens our bench or shortens our depth, what we're used to.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. So Tate, who already has a 9-yard touchdown run tonight, may be pressed into action because, yeah, just like you said, with Ben Moore and Nick Hale, our 2 leading rushers, sideline at this particular point. I mean, they had to use Austin Allis with 2 runs to score on the last drive there, give the Wildcats, Jasper Wildcats, a 35-7 lead over Mount Vernon.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is, at least tonight anyway, you know, we have a nice lead that looks like probably hold up going into halftime.
Right. Of course, you got Reed Milligan too as an option.
Yeah.
So actually Guthrie with a nice run there. Looks like he went about 10 yards. Actually, we'll give him 11 yards. The ball now at the 34-yard line. So Guthrie, number 21. Mentioned last week he had 125 yards against Princeton rushing, and gives Mount Vernon the first down since that initial drive where they put their only 7 points on the board, but this time the Wildcats stuff it there.
That defense, that's where we talk about controlling the line of scrimmage right there. And that was all piled up.
Yep. Actually, Austin Allis in on the stop, it looked like. And Allis noticed last week, I mean, they used him a lot at the defensive line spot, at a defensive tackle.
As the internal defensive line instead of at the end where he's typically been, and certainly he's got the size for that in high school.
Yep. Actually, he's there again. Yeah. He pushes Moises Valenciano to his left there a little bit. But Guthrie finds an opening again and keeps his feet. And
some extra yards there by keeping him turning.
A little bit of a bear crawl, but now actually they're going to say he was down at the 41-yard line.
Stallwood did a nice job of getting to his legs there and getting him down.
So about 7 yards on the carry. 3rd and 3.
Pretty nice stop here for the Cats. 20 seconds to go. Just go ahead and stop them going to halftime.
Actually, Snodgrass play action this time. Tosses it out there, complete. Nice pass play there to Chris McKinney. And like I said, I mean, you know, he throws a nice ball, bless.
He does, yeah. And they just had trouble catching it. Cortland was, Braden. Braden was on the coverage and just slipped a little bit. He's right there, just made the tackle. Just wasn't there quick enough to get the ball knocked down.
Well, with 9 seconds to go here in the half, Mount Vernon calls a timeout. About the only thing at this particular point they can do is just try to heave it to the end zone. I don't know what kind of range Snodgrass has as far as throwing the ball deep. I mean, I know he's thrown some deep ones earlier, but I don't know if he's got Hail Mary material or not, but if not, about the only other thing they might try is,
hook and ladder or something like that.
Exactly.
But, I'm sure they're probably going to try and run a post and try and find a seam, and Coach Eckert was, I don't know what was down there in the grass, but he was pointing down there several times to make his point to the defensive team. Make sure you, I'm sure he's telling them, stay back, don't let them get behind you. Go to the ball. We got Lander Jeffers in there, number 6. He's probably one of the fastest guys on the field. Looks like we're going to stay pretty deep on this, I think.
So the ball is at the 46-yard line. I'll say actually about 45, we'll say, of Jasper. Snodgrass chucks it out there in the flat, and it falls incomplete. He threw behind his receiver. It was intended for Caleb Grabert. The sophomore not able to haul it in, so with 5.3 to go, Mount Vernon will have one final shot to make something happen. I think right there he's just trying to create a little bit of space maybe quickly to see if he could make a heave towards the end zone. So
and or get the ball and everybody's moving, and with the guys playing deep, if you get it away from most of the linemen and that sort of thing, then you just might have a chance to create some space and find a seam and go all the way.
Right. Well, we'll take a break this time since Mount Vernon calls another timeout. 5.3 to go here in the half. Jasper leads it 35-7. You're watching Jasper Wildcat football on 18 WJTS.
Until there's a cure for Alzheimer's disease, it's comforting to know there's a place like Augustus Cottage at the Timbers of Jasper. Augustus Cottage focuses on maintaining a secure, home-like environment where residents have a sense of belonging. Augustus Cottage staff are trained, compassionate, and patient. If someone you love has memory loss, there's a place to turn for help. I'm Deb Lloyd, Memory Care Facilitator, and we're the Timbers of Jasper, where caring people make the difference.
Introducing a car company that's never made a single car. We took the power of a 9-year-old V8 and gave it the impressive handling of Firestone's Destination tire. Now, moms agree. Every milk run feels like a victory lap. So whatever you drive a Firestone.
Get quality Firestone tires at DuBois County Tire and Supply, 231 North in Jasper.
Bless, they need 45 yards, 5.3 to go. What do you think's going to happen here?
I think we're going to blitz. I think we're blitzing. Watch the linebackers.
Actually, linebackers then drop back into coverage, and it confused Mount Vernon there. And Jasper ended up calling a timeout this time. Wow. Okay, because actually, you're right. It looked like they were going to put more pressure on the quarterback, and then they dropped into quick coverage right at the snap. Yeah, and Jasper calls a timeout. So
I think our defensive guys didn't recognize the formation they came out in, and we're trying to make a shift, and Coach Eckert called timeout from the bench. And that's one thing I know he really expects his guys to do is recognize coming out. When they come out of the huddle, you got to adjust. He can't be hollering stuff once they're coming to the line of scrimmage. It's the players' job to figure out what's going on.
So, Cats trying to keep this lead at 35-7 going into halftime. And again, just to recognize more of the seniors this year, Colby Kemp is number 26, Connor Gieser number 28. Saw Ryan Smith make a nice grab on the initial onside kick that Mount Vernon tried to open up with. He's number 42, and Pablo Santos has been out there on defense tonight, number 43. Mount Vernon set up, 5 wide receivers spread all out, but this time Snodgrass rushed out of the pocket to the left. Clock runs out as he's run out of bounds, so that's going to end the first half of action. So before we take a break, we'll just recognize the remaining seniors on the roster and congratulate them on their senior season this year as we celebrate senior night here at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium. Of course, Spencer Otto making his return to the Wildcat lineup tonight, number 46. He's been out there and has defensive end spot. Kyle Miller, number 48. Ryan Hope, number 61, who starts on the offensive line, along with Neil Rose, number 62. Craig Sander, also an offensive guard. Number 76, Corey Bukta. Number 83, Kyle McWilliams. And the outstanding night tonight that Zach Wood, with 3 receiving touchdowns and well over 100 yards receiving tonight, as he just continues on as one of the top all-time receivers as far as single season performance that any Wildcat receiver has ever had, catching many passes from Nolan Aaron. So we'll take a break in the action. It's halftime. Jasper leads 35-7 over the Mount Vernon Wildcats. You're watching Jasper Wildcat football on 18 WJTS.
Dairy Queen at the Y in Jasper has long been a staple in the community where friends and family come together. And now the coolest place to go is even cooler. Dairy Queen is proud to offer Orange Julius drinks. Try one of our over 40 new drink and smoothie combinations. From Strawberry Sensation to Mango Passion, you're sure to find something sweet and refreshing. We're also newly remodeled, so feel free to eat inside or take it to go. And of course, we still offer the best frozen treats around, including blizzards and ice cream cakes. Dairy Queen at the Y in Jasper, a tradition since the 1950s.
Ackerman Oil Company and Circle A Food Mart. Shoot for perfection. Starting with our quality Sunoco gasolines, the official fuel of NASCAR. With 2 convenient locations in Jasper, there's no reason to pass up the opportunity to stock up for the big game. And Sunny Chicken Tenders are always a big hit at your festivities. The Sunny Sense Car Wash lets you be just as bright as the stars of Jasper High School.
You're watching 18 WJTS Jasper.
We're at halftime at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium on senior night, and we just saw an outstanding performance by the Jasper band, who plays in a competition on Saturday at Evansville Central High School. So good luck to the band there, and boy, if they put on a performance tomorrow like they did tonight, you know, that raised the hair on my arms here, boys.
I know, it really gives you goosebumps. And we were talking just how dedicated that group of people, their parents and the whole group, just spend so much time preparing and doing what they do, and they're defending state champions. And I don't know if anybody can beat them this year. They're going to be a really good band, because that was inspiring. And certainly football games and the atmosphere of Friday nights isn't the same without the band. So shout out to them, and best of luck as they journey on through. They're looking at, I think, November 2nd is the state finals, and be a big surprise if certainly they weren't there competing for it. So good luck to them.
No doubt about it. So the Wildcats, as far as the halftime numbers here, Nolan Aarons, who has already surpassed his brother's record of 1,572, now stands at 1,661 yards passing and 17 touchdowns. He's actually just 3 shy of the single season record for most passing touchdowns, that being held by Ben Schmidt in 2002 through 20 touchdown passes. And actually he's 1 shy of his brother Austin, who threw for 18 touchdown passes in 2009. So great season for Nolan Aarons, continues on, but also for Zach Wood. He's got 49 receptions on the season now and 7 touchdowns after his 8-catch performance here in the first half and 3 touchdown catches. And Bless, actually, he's only 12 shy of the single season record.
Yeah,
and the way he's been rolling, he possibly could get that if the Cats get a nice run in the sectional.
Yeah, and of course we put the ball in the air quite a bit, and I tell you what, the way he snagged that last ball down here in the corner of the end zone was just an outstanding play. And he's really having a historical receiving season for Jasper. You know, him and Nolan have hooked up quite a bit, but Zach has distinguished himself as one of the all-time best receivers, certainly for a season in Jasper history with what's going on. And it's hard to realize. You just watch this stuff happen, and you know, we're in the moment. We don't realize significantly. We're talking about, you know, 60 years of football here. That you know, we all joke about how much we run the ball, but that's a long time. And a lot of great athletes that have played quarterback and receiver. So to have these kind of numbers is impressive, and they all should be very, very proud of what they're accomplishing.
There's no doubt about it.
Repeat it. They're only, I mean, Nolan's only a junior, so you think, well, he's got another year, but it all changes in a year's time.
So Wood actually with 8 catches for 113 yards and 3 touchdowns tonight as Jasper kicks off to Mount Vernon here to start things off in the second half. And actually there's an opening to the outside there. So Mount Vernon's going to have really good field position to start things off. That was actually number 20, Kendrick Givens, who returned that football all the way to the 36-yard line. So that's where Mount Vernon will start things off. 1st and 10. Jasper leads this football game 35-7 over Mount Vernon. As third quarter action is now underway.
1st and 10. Mount Vernon.
Be nice to see Jasper defense come up with a quick stop here. 3 and out would be good.
Pitch out is there to Guthrie, number 26, and met there actually Moises Valenciano coming from his nose tackle spot.
Yeah, getting in the backfield, that's what we want Moises to do. Work his way
guard,
through those.
I guess. Trying to spit it out there, but so actually just a minute yard maybe on that carry.
2nd and 10.
So ball now at the 37-yard line, 2nd and 9. High backfield this time. Guthrie gets the football on an ISO play to the left side. Gets it up to 40, maybe the 41-yard line. Gain of 4. Hipschman and Blessinger on the spot, or on the stop there.
Good gang tackle, and we got decent pickup. So here we are, 3rd and long. We got to get some pressure. I got a feeling they're probably going to be. I'm surprised they're not in the shotgun doing a little.
Yeah, it looks like they're mostly going under center for the most part here. Little play action, toss out there, caught. Should be enough, plenty for the 1st down. Reception by number 28, Chris McKinney. Looks like it's one of his favorite targets in the football game tonight. Actually, McKinney's got 4 catches. That one went for about 7 yards for the 1st down, so he's got 4 catches for 68 yards tonight.
1st and 10, Mount Vernon at their own 48.
Little shift movement in
Jasper
the backfield there.
Their defense nicely. That was good to see.
Guthrie finds an open to the outside, and he's off to the races now as he gets across into Wildcat territory all the way down to about the 20-yard line.
He just lost containment there with the outside linebacker. Just came up and missed the play.
So Guthrie with a 32-yard pickup on that run. And so Mount Vernon, like they did in their first drive to start this football game and their first drive to start the second half, are just rolling right along.
That doubled Guthrie's total for the
Absolutely, Guthrie.
game.
You're right. He had 7 carries for 32 yards, 32 yards on the pickup there. 8 carries for 64 now. Ball at the 20. Wildcat defense on their heels. Little fake the handoff. This time Snodgrass going to keep the football himself. It was a pass play, but now a flag flies in as he runs that football to about the 15-yard line, but we'll see what the call is. Referees discussing it.
2 penalties on the play.
And we got a hold against Mount Vernon. An illegal block in the back. So
it's going to bring it back, and good break for the Jasper defense, pushing them away from the end zone, giving them a little more room.
So the spot of the foul was at the 21-yard line. We'll move that football 10 yards back to the 31. So that's going to be a 1st and 21 now for Mount Vernon. Just underway here in the second half of action. Jasper leads this football game 35-7 over Mount Vernon, but Mount Vernon moving the football on their initial drive, but pushed back there 11 yards actually. Guthrie tries to sweep to the outside, covered nicely by the Wildcats.
Scott and Grant came up with a nice coverage on the sweep. better containment that time.
So the safety and the cornerback, the Wildcat backfield doing their job there.
Scott's actually, you know, he's listed as a safety, but I know they're changing the defense a little bit, and he's playing more really in the middle of the defense, is almost like a middle linebacker. They use Cole, Kryline, and Tate as the outside linebackers, or sometimes sort of get set up as defensive ends.
So it looks like the Wildcats defensively are getting settled in a little bit better than what they started off this drive. So in that time, Guthrie rushes the ball to about the 28-yard line, so only about 3 yards gained on that play. No yards gained on the previous sweep.
Third down at 18 at the 28.
This is where, you know, throughout the year, Jasper's had a tough time, even in the first half, that long pass play on 3rd and long. Here we're at 3rd and 20, and they need to come up with a big play. These are the ones we got to stop them on.
The flags fly this time. I'm sure this may be a false start against Mount Vernon. So Mount Vernon, who had a really nice drive going right along here, and 2 costly penalties, yeah.
It's a good defense.
So that will make it 3rd and 23. Should move it back to the 33-yard line. Actually, Snodgrass, who on this drive, actually he had a nice run going, but it was called back on that holding penalty.
Yeah, he's just a sophomore. We're going to see him for a few years.
Right.
He's a good athlete, good size.
In the first half, he had 5 carries for 28 yards. 4 of 13 passing for 67. He's got one. Oh, look at Alice.
Ball's loose. I think we're going to get a fumble recovery there.
Well, right there, you got a chance to see. We always talk about Alice's speed offensively, but boy, he showed it defensively there, Bless.
Yeah, he did. He fired in there, got by the defensive guys, knocked the ball loose, and, you know, a big recovery because they could either punt or, so, you know, great recovery to be there.
So 7 yards on the loss there, and quarterback sacked by the big now defensive tackle for the Jasper Wildcats, Austin Alice.
Will take over 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line.
So Mount Vernon gives it up on downs there, and Jasper takes over with 7:43 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10.
Actually, they take over on a fumble.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
3rd down, and they fumbled. So forced fumble. And that's not a good start to our series there.
So a turnover for the Wildcat defense. So
I have no idea who recovered the fumble. Last week I didn't realize Tate recovered a fumble till I saw it in the paper on Saturday. We missed that one.
I'm sure he let you know about it too, then.
He never mentioned it, actually.
So an 8-yard loss on the quarterback sack this time.
We got Reed Milligan dot in the eye
Reed actually kind of read his blocks there. So he rushes the ball from the 32-yard line to the 37, I believe. 5-yard gain.
5-yard gain on the play. 3rd down and 13 coming up at the 37.
I got a feeling we won't see Nick Hale anymore. One, because of the score, and he was not walking comfortably for sure. So hopefully he's going to be okay. I have no idea what kind of injury he's got. It looked like it was in the lower leg or foot, ankle or foot, I would say.
Aaron's backs the throw, throws it out there for Wood. Wood has to kind of become a defender, it looked like, because the defensive back, number 30, was pretty well set on the football. Looked like he was going to make a play on it, and that was Gabe Adams, the sophomore. One of 5 sophomores starting tonight for the Mount Vernon Wildcats, but Wood actually had to break his route a little bit there and knock that ball away. So it looks like the Wildcats are going to have to punt it.
He almost made a great catch as he was knocking away. The ball was bouncing around, and he's falling down. If he'd have hauled that in, we'd got excited about that.
Cats facing a 4th and 13 this time. Expect Aaron's to punt it. He runs to his right, gets a little bit better punt off this time, and making a running catch. And
good coverage by
34-yard line.
Yeah, looks like that was Cortland Betts on the play.
6 is where the ball will be spotted.
But number 30, Gabe Adams, who made the defensive play, returns the ball maybe about 3 or 4 yards on that return to the 36-yard line. So Mount Vernon will take over. Cats 3 and out. So it's almost, even though Mount Vernon did not score in their first drive, but were able to move the football.
Yeah, they
deep in
changed
the Wildcat territory.
Changed field position on us, that's for sure. And
right.
We're playing on their end of the field.
So Mount Vernon trying to cut into this 35-7 lead that Jasper enjoys right now with 6:10 to go in the third quarter. Handoff is to Guthrie. Had a couple nice runs to the left side in the last series, but looks like the Wildcats have pretty well figured that out as they knock them back for a 1-yard loss.
Initial hit on the play by number 9 for Jasper, Scott Stallman. Again, a 1-yard loss on the play. Second down and 11 from the 35.
Wildcats can get going.
Second and long. See Scott's right in the middle of that defense now. His aggressive nature, they got him.
Picks it up off the ground.
Yeah, Snodgrass actually fumbled that snap, but then burst to the outside and was able to gain about 2 or 3 yards, I believe.
Nice job of making something out of nothing.
Absolutely. Wildcats, Jasper Wildcats pick it up there as he runs that football to the 39-yard line. We'll give him a 3-yard gain.
Snodgrass picks up about 3. Third down and 8 coming up now at the 39.
3rd and 8. Snodgrass again under center. Play action. Throws out there, and a beautiful play there by
right there. And that's where we want him to be, on the ball, be aggressive, hitting, going through the players to the ball. It's a good job.
So nice pass breakup will force Mount Vernon to punt it away again.
The Betts twins back to.
This will be the 6th punt of the night for Michael Canato.
Oh, last I heard it was
snap to him. Oh, and he gets a real low kick this time.
Yeah,
that ball's going to roll out of bounds.
Kick it off some of the blockers' backs there.
Yeah, they've been real close. So the ball falls out of bounds. Jasper will take over for their second possession of the second half. 3 and out last time. Ball at the 31-yard line, 1st and 10. So we'll see what kind of wholesale changes the Wildcats make this time. Aaron's still coming out at the quarterback spot.
We got Connor Giesler, senior at tailback this series. Lahane, 17, split wide right.
Give his to Giesler on the right side, and he rushes that football beyond the 35-yard line to about the 36, so a nice 5-yard run there. So Giesler,
number 28 for Jasper,
5'9", 175-pound senior.
Pick up 6 on the play. Second down and 4 at the 36.
So we'll call it actually.
And Songer with the carry up the middle.
And Songer, the ball carrier. First down yardage across the 45.
So Songer gets the ball to the 47-yard line. Nice 11-yard pickup for him. So the Wildcats 1st and 10. Moving the football on the run this time.
It's a good time for offensive linemen to make sure they're keeping their technique and working on getting better. Staying low, driving forward.
Pitch out there is to Giesler, and boy, he is met hard and solidly by the linebacker, number 55 for the Mount Vernon Wildcats, and that is Kyle Lang.
It's a nice hit, nice play.
Gain of 2 on the run. Second down and 8 at the 49.
So just 2-yard pickup for Giesler. Ball just shy of the 50-yard line at the 49, still in Jasper Wildcat territory. 2nd and 8. Giesler gets it again. He gets beyond midfield and Rushes it to about the 47 of Mount Vernon. 4-yard pickup.
Tackled on the play by number 74, Luke Ripple.
3rd down and 4.
He's tall. I am the king of the diamond. Grandfather Chipper Jones. 3rd down and about. They'll fire the first. They're firing the first. Coming up next on
Pitch out there, and boy, met immediately.
No space there.
Number 88, Austin Sitzman, actually plays one of the linebacker spot, an outside linebacker spot. He knocks Gieser back to just inside the 50-yard line, so about a 3-yard loss there. We'll call it 2. So the Cats are going to have to punt it again.
Yeah, and yeah, I think if we could get a few first downs and keep burning the clock, I think we'd be happy to take the win and go home and make sure we're healthy for next week, as healthy as we can be.
Aaron's rushes off to his side, to the right side there, and punts it off. And
what's really nice about that rugby style, as he moves a little bit, it gives more time for the coverage. And
right,
we always seem to be right there when those guys catch it. Good coverage by Grant Teal with the tackle.
So he punts that football. It's about 27-yard punt, I believe. 28, we'll call it, since the ball's now at the 22-yard line. So Mount Vernon will take over there with 2:13 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Jasper with a 35-7 lead over Mount Vernon. And actually, neither team, other than Mount Vernon's initial drive, getting into Wildcat territory. But other than that, neither team offensively doing much of a job. Defenses have been holding strong. However, right there is a nice run by Guthrie again. So Guthrie, the 5'10", 155-pound senior running back for Mount Vernon, runs that football all the way to the 33-yard line. So he picks up 11. 1st and 10. Guthrie again sweeps to the right side this time, finds an opening, gets beyond the 40-yard line to about the 41. So a pickup of 8 there.
Austin Guthrie, the ball carrier.
So Guthrie showing his ability on the.
Yeah, he's getting a little space and making something happen with it.
Neither team's managed to score anything here in the 3rd.
Buck 25 on the board here in the 3rd quarter. Jasper still leads at 35-7. Snaps Snodgrass, and he gives it off to Guthrie again. He rushes to the left side, and he is blowing his way, but a flag does fall down as he gets beyond the 50-yard line into Wildcat territory, Jasper Wildcat territory. But we'll see what this flag is all about, as the referee is pointing back at Mount Vernon. Holding penalty. It was actually after he had already gained that 1st down, so that's a break for the Jasper Wildcats.
Yeah, it's going to negate that play. Nice play.
So the hold will move it back to the 37-yard line. So technically it's a 4-yard penalty from where the original spot was at the 41-yard line. But it does take away that 1st down, so now we're facing a 2nd and 7.
Got to disrupt things in the backfield. That's the key on defense. See, we have Kyle Miller in one of the defensive lineman spots, number 48. Putting pressure on, just as I queued him up there. It was a good job.
And look who comes up with the sack right there. Actually, I believe, okay, Cole Crowline now wound up with it. I thought it was actually Spencer Otto was going to chase him down. He was putting pressure on him, and also putting pressure on him was number 48, Kyle Miller. But I thought Spencer Otto would come up with the sack, but Cole Crowline does. And
good
knocks
pressure.
him. Yep, outstanding pressure by the Wildcats.
On the backfield. It's like those guys can hear us.
3rd down and 15 coming up at the 28.
It's a big loss there. That's a big play.
Absolutely. So 8 yards loss on the quarterback sack. Now the ball back at the 28-yard line. Actually a 9-yard loss. We'll call it 3rd and 16.
Snodgrass
again. Look at Stallwood, yes, on the safety blitz.
Yeah, saw him weaving in there and just made his way through the seam. It's good pressure by Scott Stallwood. A lot of that's created by the defensive linemen doing what they need to do up front to create a seam for those backers. And you know, Scott's plays safety, but really tonight he's almost like a middle linebacker.
Yeah, so that's a huge loss, a 10-yard loss, moves it all the way back to the 18-yard line. So now they're going to have to punt it away. So that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Jasper with 35-7 lead over the Mount Vernon Wildcats. So we'll be back right after this. You're watching Wildcat football on 18 WJTS.
You're watching 18 WJTS Jasper.
It's Papa John's Football Special, large one-topping pizza for only $7.99. Call 482-1166.
Choose better. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
This is Tony Ubelar with Ubelar Chevy Cadillac in Jasper. It's October, or what we like to call Trucktober, and that means great savings on specially priced new trucks with up to $7,500 rebates on select 2013 Silverados or 0% APR. And now's a great time to purchase a new Silverado. They're tough, dependable, and the most powerful four-wheel drive on the road. And we've got a great selection, so stop in for a test drive today. And remember, you won't find any fees or extra charges. Ubelar Chevy Cadillac in Jasper, where customers send their friends since Trucktober 1929.
So 2 consecutive quarterback sacks for the Wildcats, one by Cole Crowline and one by Stallwood. And Mount Vernon on 4th and 25. We're going to have to punt it away here. Football fielded by Braden Betts this time.
Nice job fielding it.
So he actually gets into Wildcat territory, so that's the best field position the Wildcats have had here in the second half. So we'll see if they're able to do something. Not able to put anything on the board. Neither team scored there in the 3rd quarter. So score reads 35 for Jasper, 7 for Mount Vernon. So Jasper will start off at the 42-yard line, 1st and 10. Aaron's still out there with Songer and I believe Gieser. Yep, yeah. Gieser still at the tailback spot, and he rushes that ball to about the 38-yard line. Gain of about 4.
Giesler, the ball carrier.
Take out and sets it at the 39-yard line, so 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7.
And coming in at tailback now is Colby Kemp. Learned earlier tonight that this is this young man's first year of football. He's a senior and hasn't played in quite some time. It's good to see him come out as a senior, be a part of the organization, and get a chance to be on the field.
Absolutely. Songer gets the carry there. Looks like no gain on the play. So 3rd down and 7 for the Wildcats. And Mount Vernon, I know they have a number of players that go both ways, but they're kind of holding their own here in the second half.
They are, and you know, I know we're shuffling some new faces in a little bit, but they're doing a good job of continuing to compete. It's basically a tie game in the second half.
Songer actually gets a carry there, and kind of an inside counter run. Gains about 6, so he's going to bring up a 4th and 1 for the Wildcats. Ball now at the 33-yard line, so obviously they'll go for it here.
8-yard gain on the play. 4th and 1 at the 33.
Pitch out as a Gieser this time. He's got plenty for the 1st down as he gets to the 30-yard line.
1st down for the Wildcats for Jasper at the 30.
So the Wildcat drive stays alive.
That's good. Burn some time.
Makes the stop on the play.
You guys are watching our live broadcast at the first broadcast, 10 o'clock Saturday. Remember, it's always a replay on the.
Gieser gets it right up the middle and takes it all the way for the 30-yard touchdown.
It's not Gieser, it's Kemp.
Oh, it was Kemp. Okay. It was actually Kemp. Oh, excuse me. So Colby Kemp, congratulations to him, the senior. Marches 30 yards, wide open hole. Nice job of the offensive line to open things up there, and he takes it all the way for a big score.
That's great. Senior night, young man coming out first time this year. It's a good story.
So 30 yards on the touchdown run with 9:55 to go. Kruger kicks it right through. And Jasper now with 42, Mount Vernon with 7. So we're going to take a break in the action. You're watching Jasper Wildcat football on 18 WJTS.
It's taken a lot of preparation and hard work for the Cats to get in shape for today's game. Your furnace is the same way. Fall's coming soon and you're going to flip the switch and expect your furnace to heat the place up. Before you do, call Maringer's Plumbing and Heating at 482-4425 and they'll send a serviceman out to get your furnace in shape for the season ahead. Maringer's Plumbing and Heating, your local Trane dealer, will also give you a free estimate on a new Trane high-efficiency gas furnace. Because like they always say, it's hard to stop a train just like it's hard to stop the Wildcat football team. Maringer's Plumbing and Heating says go Cats.
Injury, stroke, or surgery doesn't have to be debilitating. At the Timbers of Jasper, we offer hope in the form of moving forward rehabilitation. With a full range of physical, occupational, and speech therapy programs, the goal of moving forward is to help people return home safely with the skills they need to live life on their own terms. Our therapists are trained and committed to your success. I'm Nikki Moore, Rehabilitation Manager, and we're the Timbers of Jasper, where caring people make the difference.
Jasper Wildcats get their first score of the second half. They're on a 30-yard run by Colby Kemp in his first year of varsity action. So great job by the senior there, but the Wildcat special teams allow a nice run there by Austin Guthrie, the running back. Returns that football to the 42-yard line, so Mount Vernon will start off with pretty good field position here. 9:48 to go. Jasper leads at 42-7, pretty well in the driver's seat most of this football game. After the first drive of the football game, Mount Vernon went straight down and scored first to take an early 7-0 lead, but the Wildcats with 42 unanswered points from that point on, Bless.
Yeah, and defense has done a nice job of, a couple times Bennett not breaking, other times just flat out stopping them and making some plays. So see if it can continue here as we move into the latter part of the.
Actually, Mount Vernon making some wholesale changes as well. They got a new quarterback in there, number 5, Caleb Grabert.
Number 31 on the carry for them. Yeah, like a big, strong kid, but
actually 33.
Is it 33?
Yeah, because I was like, there's no 31. That was Cleo Rainey, 5'9", 220 pounds. So he's kind of got the Brandon Jacobs type build out there. Takes that football there and gets to the outside, and he rumbles a little bit further and gets to midfield to about the 49-yard line. So nice run there by Cleo Rainey, 5'9", like we said, 220 pounds. So he runs that football about 9 yards for a 1st and 10.
1st and 10, Mount Vernon.
So Mount Vernon into Wildcat territory here, Jasper Wildcat territory. Split out here is number 20, Kendrick Gibbons. Up is Rainey again.
Tate filling the hole, but Rainey bowling through there.
Tate Lessinger makes a stop on the play.
5-yard gain on the play. Clock ticking, 8:32 to go. Jasper leads 42-7. Both teams pretty well making some changes offensively and defensively. This time they give it to the fullback. Set up in the I formation there, and that was
tackle.
Jade Kopp, the ball carrier.
Jade Kopp is a senior.
Tate Lessinger makes the stop.
And he rushes that ball 4 yards there, just shy of a 1st down.
3rd down and 1 at the 40.
Get a stop here. This might be the last time we see this group of kids.
Right, as far as the first unit defensively, yeah, most of them are still out there, aren't they?
Yeah, it'll be time to start getting some other guys in, I think.
Gives to Cleo Rainey again, and boy, he is just an elusive runner. Now flag flies in, so we'll see what this is. But he was hit right there at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
But
it's not easy to bring down. It's sort of like trying to tackle a fire hydrant. A stout young man.
All right, so this is a think a personal foul, blow to the head, I guess, is what they're calling there. So that attack on more to the Rainey run. This should be a 15-yard penalty. It is. So that's going to move the ball all the way down to the 22-yard line.
That's what they did. They hit him with their hand, I guess. I don't know. Let's check the film on that one.
Yep. Let's see what it is. They committed the penalty. We're not sure who did. It was actually nice at Mount Carmel a couple weeks ago. They actually had the referee mic'd up. Pablo Santos moved into his proper spot there. Rainey gets to the outside.
Tate did a nice job of getting back there and knocking him down. Good job, Tate, getting to the backfield.
Some good penetration by the linebacker. But Rainey's still able
to fall.
Yeah.
Before.
Getting about 3 or 4 yards on that play. So
He's
the ball,
a junior. I'm not sure why we haven't seen him before now.
Exactly. I mean,
he looks pretty strong.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, at this point in the game, he's fresh and probably anxious to make a point.
He's almost had perfect running back build. I mean, you look at 5'9", but 220 pounds. But if you got some speed like he's showing so far, look at that. Just keeps those legs chugging. Hard to bring down. So grinds forward for about 2 yards on that play.
So it's like tackling a fire hydrant. More be like tackling a molehill. He's low to the ground. And
yeah, I was trying to get your joke on the fire hydrant. But
third and about 4 coming up.
They're hard to knock over tonight. Did you ever run into a fire hydrant? You try and tackle one?
Yeah. I've never tried to tackle one, no. All right, so third down and about 4 here. Ball at the 16-yard line, 6:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. Pitch out is actually Adams with the football this time.
Adams on the carry,
Gabe Adams tries to sweep the outside, not much there. Cole Lemcore into the football game. Another senior, number 15.
Combined to make a stop on the play. 4th down coming up.
Scott Varner's in at linebacker, and Luke Summersheim, number 22, number 3.
Corey Booked in there, number 76. He's a senior. Also, I see number 74, Austin Ruxer. Austin, 6'1", 254 junior.
Austin's dad is Ryan, the president of the Booster Club.
Absolutely.
Does an incredible amount of work to support the football team. All the Booster Club officers do. I know Shelley Whalen, Richard Farr, Mary Wenholt, they all deserve a nice shout out for all the work they do.
Absolutely, they do a great job. So the Wildcat defense holds Mount Vernon. Give it up on downs there, so Jasper will take over at the 15-yard line, and we'll try to shout out some of the offensive changes here. And quarterback is number 16, Justin Gable, the sophomore, 6 foot, 158 pounds.
See number 60, Noah Whalen in there at one of the offensive line positions. Looks like right tackle.
Justin Gable.
We're going to see a lot of powers and a lot of ISOs here.
Right. Actually, I'm not going to say which 20.
That was Connor Giesler. I can tell.
I was going to say 28, 26. We got burned on that on Kemp's touchdown run there. So also checked in number 83, Kyle Williams. He's a 6 foot, 155 pound senior, getting some action here at wideout. So he's going to line up in a tight end position this time.
Got some McWilliams.
Kyle McWilliams, son of Doug McWilliams.
Some good hitting still going on.
You know, and that's the thing. I mean, as far as, you know, you look at these kids in their high school careers, you know, coming to an end, at least for their football careers, but you got to give a lot of recognition to all the parents that contribute so much as far as their support, getting them to practices, you know, all the way from their youth programs all the way up into their senior year. So
yeah, it's a family commitment. There's no doubt about it, to stick with the program. And
by the way, I counted like 23 there he goes today. Did you see my email? I caught
notice that Trent Smith is in at center.
Yeah, so actually number
5'8", 193 junior.
2-yard pickup on the run.
Connor Geisler, the son of Chad and Kathy Geisler. We mentioned Kyle McWilliams earlier, son of Doug McWilliams, but also Amy Lasher is his mother. Zach Wood, son of Kylie and Shannon Wood. Cortland and Braden Betts, son of Ron and Lori Betts. Scott Stallwood, son of Jeff and Shirley Stallwood. Philip Hipschman, son of Jeff and Christina Hipschman. As we measure for the first down, and the Cats will retain possession. Landon Jeffers, son of Larry and Georgia Jeffers. Kind of run through here. Cole Lemcore, son of our classmate Paul. And Christina Lemcore.
Paul, number 25, class of 85.
There you go. Connor Lahaney, son of Brian and Lori. Moises Valenciano, son of Adolfo and Teresa Valenciano. Colby Kemp, son of Scott and Kelly Kemp.
That's Colby Kemp.
As Colby is not back. Yeah, not much there for him. Connor Geisler, son of Kathy and Chad. Ryan Smith, son of Phil and Courtney Smith. Nick Hale, son of Steve and Jeanette Hale. Make sure I don't leave anybody out. Pablo Santos, Letitia and Martin Santos. Spencer Otto, son of Laura and Kent Otto. Laura also the class of 85.
I think Spencer's grandpa played in the program, didn't he? Mr.
Oh,
Moss?
yeah, absolutely.
Back in the
and also
late
Danny
50s,
Otto,
probably.
former Wildcat quarterback. Might have been on Jerry Brewer's first team, I think. But, Kyle Miller, son of Tammy Miller. Ryan Hope, son of Greg and Carla Hope. Neil Rose, son of Michelle and Brian Rose. Michelle McCune.
We've known Michelle a long time.
Absolutely.
She was a big part of a lot of the fun that the class of 85 had.
Craig Sanders, son of Karen and John Sander. Karen's a classmate. Karen Geffridge. Corey Bukta, son of Jerry and Randy Bukta. And we mentioned Kyle McWilliams and Zach Wood. So
Connor Geisler with another carry. You were talking about the on the web last week. I inadvertently said Western Pennsylvania or Ohio that we had someone watching. It was actually Northeastern Pennsylvania. Mr. Teal watches us every week, all the way from
Northeastern Ohio.
Northeastern Ohio.
That's
yeah,
right.
Near Cleveland. I know a lot of grandparents watch. Neil Rose's grandparents, Max and Mary Ruth McCune, watch each week. So shout out to them. And the other guy was in high school when we were there. A cousin of mine, David Blessinger, as I informed him I was doing this, he, I'm sure, became a big avid fan.
Well, actually, Jasper with a punt there, and it looks like an opportunity to score for Mount Vernon, but
good job by Ben Wenholt to save that touchdown.
Absolutely. So that was a nice return there by number 30, Gabe Adams. You know, that's the thing with Mount Vernon. I mean, they play quite a few sophomores, so, you know, and, you know, they've had some highlights here tonight that, you know, I'm sure they're probably really looking forward to the future of what some of these young football players can do for them.
Getting good experience, and they're competing, and I know that the, I don't know if they, as a freshman they beat them, but I know as an 8th grade team they beat our sophomore class. Some questionable refereeing down there in Mount Vernon that day.
Cleo Rainey's going to try to get to the end zone as Mount Vernon with first and goal from the 10 to start this drive here.
So now they're battling the clock as much as anything. There's 50 seconds to go, and let's see if the Jasper defense can hold strong here.
And that's the thing, Rainey's just a junior himself, so I'm sure he's probably the future tailback of this football team. I wouldn't see why not with his build and his size and speed, and as tough as he is to bring down. may get them into the end zone, and he actually does from 6 yards out. Mount Vernon takes advantage of about a 45-yard punt return. And 2 plays later, they're in for their second score of this football game with 27 ticks left on the clock in this game. They're set to kick the extra point.
Might have messed up some of the people's scores they were guessing down at headquarters.
Right.
There's a free commercial.
There you go.
Of course, might have fixed some too. Some of the prognosticators.
Actually, a false start there for Mount Vernon, so that's going to move them back a little bit.
You know, it's interesting, Craig, we talk about, you know, all these kids and a lot of the parents we know from high school or whatever, and, you know, that's generational. It happens all the time that happens, but then there's all the boys, I can count a bunch of them that, you know, as you coach youth sports and you're talking about guys working in the press box, and that's what's nice about, you know, a football team and a community. It just, you just know people or know of them somehow, and it's nice to be able to talk about them, and hopefully they save these tapes to watch at class reunions and things like that.
No, there's no doubt about it.
I think Jerry Burge posted something on YouTube from 1956, and that was a big discussion. Doesn't have anything to do with our generation, but certainly our parents and, and around there, and it's just good stuff to see how all that lives on.
Well, I tell you what, I still have a few tapes from when we played back in the day, and some of them I don't even want to look at. So, we'll just keep the stories alive and not let any proof out there. Of course, my kids have seen a little bit of it too, and they pick on me. A couple interceptions thrown in, that type of thing. So anyway, but Jasper Wildcats on their way to completing the regular season, finishing things out at 8-1. There's 27 ticks left on this clock. Jasper leads at 42-14 over Mount Vernon.
Do we have any updates down in Boonville? Maybe Boonville pulled off a big upset, and we can.
Yeah, not really heard that. But the ball falls into the end zone for the touchback. That was number 5 trying to field that football.
Gossett.
Hunter Gossett, sophomore. Let's try to run things out here, but again, congratulations to the seniors getting through their 12 years of, well, of course their school year is not over yet, but many of them probably been playing football. I don't know if they've had the 2nd and 3rd grade programs back when they were coming up, maybe flag football or something like that. But the JFL is going down to the 3rd grade level, I believe, in pads now.
Well, I know the first class that had the 4th grade full tackle football was the sophomores this year.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, it was a nice change, and you just go a little deeper to get people more aware of how it all goes and how it all works. So,
That will be the end of the ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
So the Wildcats of Jasper defeat the Wildcats of Mount Vernon tonight, 42-14. So again, some of the highlights tonight are the fact that Nolan Ahrens is now the single season leader in passing yardage for the Jasper Wildcats, and he's actually just 3 away from the touchdown record for a single season, as he's now at 17 touchdown passes. He threw 3 of those to Zach Wood. That was a big highlight for the Wildcats tonight. Zach Wood had 8 catches for, 113 yards, I believe?
Yeah,
8 catches, 113 yards and 3 touchdowns tonight, so he had an outstanding night.
First half.
All coming in the first half. And then the real concern, though, for the Wildcats is the fact that Nick Hale had to sit out a good portion of this football game. Late in the first half, it looked like he suffered that either ankle or foot injury, and so we'll have to make sure he's on the mend so he's available once the section starts next week against Evansville Harrison.
Yeah, and I know we'll have Ben Moore back, which will be good, but you know, we're used to having that tandem, so hopefully Nick can heal quickly and it's nothing too serious.
Right, so again, next weekend the Wildcats will take on Harrison on the road. It's an 8 o'clock start Friday night, October 25th. And then actually Mount Vernon, who's fallen to 3-6 on the season, they actually will play at home against Princeton for their sectional opener. So that's actually going to be a rematch of a game last week that they actually lost in 26-19. So
I got a feeling that'll be a good, hard-fought contest for those guys. Jay, we didn't talk much about the tournament. I think Jasper, got a pretty good draw going to Harrison as the opening game.
Right.
You got to bring a whole different level of intensity when the tournament starts. But going to Harrison, it's a good place to play. It's not too difficult of a road trip. So if we can get a good win there, and then I think because we're in the lower part of the bracket, the way the draw worked out, we're the bottom team. As things even up on where you played, the bottom team gets the home field advantage. So
right,
things could turn out pretty nice for us as we start this march through the tournament.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, again, teams that you look at in the tournament, I mean, obviously Evansville Rights, but the way it played out, it looks like we wouldn't face them unless we get to the championship, if they continue on, of course. But potential matchup against Evansville Central is, can't really remember who they are facing in the first round, but I think it may have been, was it Seymour or Silver Creek?
Seymour or Silver Creek.
Right.
And on paper, really, it looks like Rights and Central and Jasper are the teams. So it'll be, we got to take care of business the first week. You certainly can't overlook it because, you lose, you're done.
Right.
So you got to take care of that. But as it draws out, got to move then to Central, or the winner of that game, which I would predict to be Central.
Right.
And then that'll be a good challenge.
So that wraps up senior night here as Jasper Wildcats win at 42-14 for Jeremy Marcos, high above Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium press box, along with Mike Blessinger and myself, Craig Schneider. So thank you for watching our telecast. You've been watching Jasper Wildcat football on 18 WJTS. We'll see you next week.